continue to be good matches.
Well, last year in the men's team bronze medal competition, it was India defeating France by 4, 234 to 230. So far, we haven't seen anything even remotely that one-sided. They've been close all day long in these first couple of matches by the ladies. But now let's see what the men can do to entertain us. Here's Australia, all the way from down under, the team from Australia that defeated Russia and Korea before losing to the United States and ending up in this bronze medal match. An experienced group of archers ranging in age from 35 to 44 years old. Scott Brice, Michael Brosnan on the left, and Justin Olexienko on the right. Olexienko is the baby of this team, 35 years old. Michael Brosnan, 39 years old. He'll be in a bronze medal match later today. And Scott Brice, 44 years of age. And each of these gentlemen seeking their first World Cup medal. Same cannot be said for the gentlemen from France. France beating Belgium and Denmark before losing to Iran by 1 point during this past week. And there's Sebastien Peineau on the left, Dominique Genet in the middle. And I think that's Jean-Philippe Boulch in the middle. Jean-Philippe does stand out, does he not?
Oh, yeah.
There's Pierre Plion, also from France, in the crowd, watching his teammates here. And on paper, you'd have to say that obviously France is a heavy favorite when you look at the experience and the archers they have on their team. But we've seen it, we've learned down through the years, anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely anything, yep. I mean, they both shot very well to get to this point, and you know, they're going to continue shooting well.
We'll see if Australia can bid for the upset here today. So France the favorite in this match. With Dominique Genet, who's ranked 11th in the world. Sebastien Peineau, 2nd in the world. And Dominique to start off. Genet, the bronze medalist here in Shanghai last year. Starts off awfully strong. Now Sebastien Peineau. Did he catch the line or not?
It's close.
They'll get out the magnifying glasses in just a moment. And now the left-hander. From the left side, Jean-Philippe Boulch.
Catches the 10 on the left side there.
So some doubt about those last two shots, whether they caught the line or not. And the Aussies start out strong.
Lovely shot, Scott.
Scott Brice, 44 years of age, looking for his first World Cup medal. Now Olexienko, unranked. But here in the men's team bronze medal match.
Yep. 10 seconds, Mark.
Not much time left. But Brosnan in no hurry. And taking your time sometimes pays off.
Yeah, definitely. You know, sometimes, you know, even just a half a second or a second longer, you know, it doesn't sacrifice the team that much time, but it definitely, you don't want to sacrifice the points, that's for sure.
Took his time, so ostensibly we're tied at 29 after the first 3 arrows. Genet, who opened with a 10, will find the right target. It's out there somewhere.
There we are.
We know it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was the right target. It was just not the spot that he wanted to be in. So after that shot in the red ring, Peineau brings it back down into the middle. And Boulch needs a strong, solid effort right here. Otherwise, there'll be a great opportunity for Australia, and it looks like it might be
just
out.
out the top, it looks like.
I think we're in agreement.
C'est bon. Je pense que les coordonnées sont bons, on verra. C'est pas assez en ligne. La deuxième.
So the 44-year-old Brice. And the Brice is right.
Nice shot, Scott. Lovely shot. Time's okay, Justin.
Justin Olexienko. Kind of unusual to see a couple of guys who shoot from the left side.
Yeah.
Time's good, Mark.
It seems like you see them all at once when you
Yeah.
when they're around.
Well, I mention it because I shoot from the left side. So
Okay.
I happen to notice
so then,
those things.
Then you notice that a little bit more.
Yeah.
5.
Time winding down.
Yeah.
But he comes up with a good shot. And how about this? Australia moving ahead by 2 after the opening end.
Nice shooting.
I guess one way of looking at it, Lexi, is there's no pressure on these guys.
So, guys, you'll get to...
Nothing really to lose. Well, there is something to lose.
There's a little bit, obviously.
Yeah, there's a little bit to lose, but
it's a little bit less, less so when you're...
I don't think anybody else expects them to actually beat France.
And France has a lot of support. They've, like you said before, they've had a lot of good history. And there's probably, obviously their teammates have a lot of faith in them, and hoping they're gonna win. And
on paper, France the favorite, but right now trailing by 2, 58-56. Australia with a 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, and a 9. And right now the difference probably is that 8. Dominique Genet's 8 on his second arrow of the opening end. Once again, 4 ends in team competition. Each archer shoots twice during each end. So there's a total of 6 arrows shot per end, 24 for the match. And it's cumulative scoring. Tools of the trade for Sebastien Peineau.
Yeah. Plus they lost their liner.
Here amongst the skyscrapers in Shanghai.
we don't have many of those where I'm from.
I didn't think so, yeah. You're from the flatlands.
Yep, a lot of fields.
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees, a lot of cows, and
but not a lot of skyscrapers like this,
not a ton of skyscrapers, no.
Allez, Dom. Grand en ligne.
Shooting across the pond, which is stocked with fish. We can go fishing after this is over, Lexi.
Might be slightly frowned upon, but...
Yeah, might be. If you read about us in the newspaper, you'll know why.
You'll know why.
We went fishing. He goes fishing and gets a 10. Dominique Genet, 47 years old. Been competing since 2003. Of course, Sebastien Peineau burst upon the scene just a couple of years ago in Las Vegas and has become one of the dominant archers in men's compound.
Yes, definitely. Hear his name a bit.
One of the nicest gentlemen you'll want to meet. And here is Philippe.
And another 10.
For the 24-year-old who's unranked and looking for his first World Cup medal. France fighting back. Scott Brice, 44 years old, averages just about 9.4 points per arrow.
Just a touch low, Scott.
So Australia kind of in an interesting position, Lexi, now having that lead and trying to hang on to it.
Sometimes that's even harder than, coming from behind, is having a lead and
good, Mark.
making sure that you don't let yourself slip enough to lose that,
There's pressure in that sense, too.
Every situation there is, some sort of pressure, but...
just ain't easy, is it?
Never.
No. So a 9, 10, and a 9, and we're tied at 86, and that 2-point lead is gone.
Yeah, a good group they had, but just enough out to.
And that's all it takes.
Exactly.
Just being a little bit outside that 10 ring. Dominique dials up another dime. Now Peineau. He drops a dime. Or is it outside?
A 9, but that other arrow was kind of in the way. Couldn't really see from our angle. Did look like it was close though.
Boy, it looks awfully close.
It does.
Well, we'll let those with a higher pay grade decide that.
And a magnifying glass.
Yes, and a magnifying glass. And a ruler.
Exactly.
Time's good.
So we switch back over to target number 1, and that's a 9 for the Aussies.
Yeah, I can feel that. No, because as soon as it starts to count down.
Olexienko.
Time's okay, Mike.
Definitely catches that line.
Yep. That was a solid 10.
5.
And they're not leaving him with an awful lot of time for that last shot.
It seems like, yeah, it kind of runs down a little bit, and then he has to. You almost have to encourage the shot a little bit at that point. You know, you can't run too long. It's better to take the points than none if you run out. So.
It's not really. Well, maybe it is a desperation shot, is it?
I guess it could be.
I mean, better to shoot, like you just said.
Exactly.
Take the
it's
shot.
better to shoot and score whatever points you can than get nothing at all.
So France fell behind early, but now has come back and has a 2-point lead at 115 to 113, at least unofficially.
Just stay still.
And again, you can see where that experience pays off. We saw it in the women's gold medal match, where Russia fell behind by 6, came back, had a lead, and then had to go to a shoot-off where they lost it. But they had the mental fortitude to come back. And I think you're saying the same thing here with France, the experience that they've got.
Yep.
They're not flustered. They're coming back into this match.
They are, and they're doing. I mean, they're doing their job. Obviously, they're shooting the best shots that they can. And they, I'm sure they're keeping in mind that can't get too ahead of ourselves. Still one arrow at a time. And after that ends over, the scoreboard, gets the numbers
clean.
erased on it, and you start over. So
good look at the crowd here. On a very warm day in Shanghai. We're not able to show you that shot, I guess, of the Shanghai Tower, but it's right here in the neighborhood. Second tallest building in the world. And it just opened this week. At least portions of the building opened this week. Took them 8 years to build. 123 stories? 127, I'll check.
Bet you can feel the wind from up there.
I think you can, yeah. I'd like to be on top of that one when the monsoon comes in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Cyclone hits that built. No, it's actually built to withstand the cyclones.
Oh, I'm sure it would have to be.
Yeah. Back to the
Solid
action.
X.
Nice shot. Good
Solid
shot.
building, solid X.
Remember to keep still.
Scott Brice with a nice start here to the third end. Australia trailing by 2. They led by 2 after the first end, trailed by 2 after the second, so there was a 4-point swing over those 6 arrows.
Time's good.
8 out the bottom.
So Olexienko with an 8. Plus it seemed like he took up a little bit of time there.
Yeah, they seem to be leaving them about, around that 12-second mark.
Time's good, guys.
Per 3 arrows, but
They'll have 62 seconds for the last 3 arrows in this end. We'll see how they manage the clock. But an opportunity here for Genet and company to put some more distance and daylight between themselves and Australia.
Ouais, petit peu bas.
What do you think?
might have been. Well, they're calling it in from the spotters, but it did look fairly close.
Too close to call from our vantage point.
Yeah, from the chair here, you never know.
Ouais, nickel.
That one, I think we can call it 10.
I think so, yeah. I feel safe to say that was a 10.
I'm with you there.
Now the big guy, Jean-Philippe Boulch.
Ouais, c'est bon, c'est bon.
That one is the 9.
Drifted a little bit right and a little bit high. So right now France in a position to possibly add 2 points to the lead after the third end, but Scott Brice
Solid 10 there.
doing his best to keep Australia in this. Once again, none of these archers for Australia has won a World Cup medal. This is their chance right here. Trying to come from behind and get it done.
Yep.
Time's good, Mark.
So 20
This time
seconds.
He's got a little bit more time, it looks like, yeah, which...
He's taking it.
Exactly. And that's where some of your time is lost, too. It's not necessarily always in the shot. Sometimes it's in the exchange of archers.
Nice shot.
So 3 straight 10s for Australia to finish off that end. And the clock rolling on for France. 45 seconds to get off 3 shots. 40 seconds to get off 3 shots.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Good 10 there.
Genet makes it pay. Now Peineau. Sebastien, a 2-time gold medalist here in Shanghai in 2014, 2015. Took a fair amount of time though. Got a great outcome.
But again, the time for the score, so.
Boulch.
6 seconds left.
Releases with 2 seconds on the clock and scores a 9.
There, yeah. I think it's that 3-2-1 time where you really start feeling that pressure.
Pressure? What pressure?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, what pressure? So a total of 173 for France. And I believe it's going to be a 3-point lead now for the French side. Yes, 173 to 170 after the first 16 arrows. And 8 on the second arrow in that third end, hurting Australia's chances. Meanwhile, France solid. They had looks like 3 10s and was it 3 9s? No, 4 10s and 2 9s in that third end.
It did just change.
Oh, they did change it. So it is only 2 points.
That one that was real close must
Again, that's why those judges are getting the big bucks.
Yep.
Good look at one of the beautiful Hyundai models here on display in Shanghai. Hyundai, the official sponsor for World Archery here in 2016. Also want to thank Fila, the official uniform partner of World Archery. So 2 down with 6 arrows to go, but far from being over. We saw that in the first 2 matches of the day in the women's team competition. Both of those matches going to shoot-offs after rallies.
Nice shot.
This guy Brice bangs it home. And Olexienko just outside the 10 ring.
Still. Time's good. Time's good, Mike.
Michael Brosnan.
Nice shot.
And whatever happens here in this match, this will be helpful to him later on today. Just having been out here, I've got to imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
He'll be back in the bronze medal match later on this afternoon.
Voilà, c'est encore un petit peu bas, 9 en bas. Et c'est un peu coupé, hein, ça manque un peu de...
Tad low.
Ouais.
Keeping the
Allez,
gap the same.
Engage bien, hein, parce que ça reste un petit peu fermé derrière. Non.
Sebastien.
Ouais, Peanut.
Ooh, it looks just like it may be
9,
off the
yeah.
line, yeah.
I think there's a little bit of yellow in there.
The plot doth thicken.
3 nice shots, guys.
See what Boulch comes up with. Philippe with a 9. So just like that, the 2-point lead appears to have evaporated. Tied at 199.
Nice shot.
Solid 10.
Keep still.
Getting interesting.
Yeah.
Good shot, Scott. Time's good. Time's good.
35-year-old Justin Olexienko.
Taking his time in the shot.
Good shot,
And it's
Justin.
just
Good shot. Time's good, Mike.
outside
Lots
the
of
10
time.
ring.
Yep.
And not by much.
No, not by much. It still could have been a good shot. You hear the coach reminding him that there's
10.
a good amount of time yet.
Nice shot,
Boy,
Mike.
very
10.
cool, calm, collected.
Yes, very.
Excellent shot by Michael
Sometimes
Brosnan.
hearing that, you know, your coach telling you that, you know, you've got the time, kind of makes it a little bit easier to make them a more relaxed shot.
Ouais, nickel.
10 there
Un
as
petit peu
well.
bas encore, mais c'est bon.
3 straight 10s would give this bronze medal to France in what has been a real battle with Australia. France, the favorite on paper coming in, but they've had a real fight with the Aussies.
Nickel, ça.
Now,
Solid X. Coming down to the last arrow.
and it's all on the big, broad shoulders of Jean-Philippe Boulch. He can wrap it up, secure the medal, or we're going to a shoot-off. Or, look at that. It looks like we're going to a shoot-off.
Maybe a very, very interesting day.
Boulch, so close, and yet so far. Close only counts in horseshoes.
Exactly.
I'll go first because I started first, so.
Tuna Lorig up in the crowd and enjoying the sunshine, along with her American teammates. We've been here in Shanghai when it hasn't been quite like this. I can remember some days. I'm sure you can too, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was raining sideways.
Yeah.
You happy with the process?
That makes it interesting in a whole different way.
Yeah, I would imagine. Just ask Sarah Lopez. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, she was that when she had a little bit of issue with, she got some rain inside her peep sight.
First in, 3 misses.
Yeah, and in that situation, there's not a lot you can do about it. You're in the moment and you're trying to make those shots, and when you pull up, if you can't see,
what are you going to do?
Exactly, you can't,
So we prefer this weather. We prefer this. A little bit of warm weather is just fine.
We may complain about the heat, but yeah, definitely prefer this over the...
Yeah, but these are the days that you're thinking about in Wisconsin, and I was thinking about in Cleveland, Ohio this past winter when it was about 20 below. We're going,
exactly.
oh boy,
wouldn't it be nice?
Put on some shorts and a short sleeve shirt and just go outside. So we love this.
Oh, yeah.
Love this, love the backdrop, love the scenery. And each one of these buildings is different. Each one has a different design. Hopefully we'll be able to show you the building at some point in time. That's the bottle opener.
Yeah, that one, we were able to see that really well from the finals venue last year.
Mm-hmm.
Study it a little bit.
Yeah, it's right next to the Shanghai Tower.
Yeah.
24, 22 years ago, this is all basically really just a residential area here on a bend of the Wangpu River, and then the government decided to turn this into, really, it already was the financial capital of the Far East, and now
just grow it a little bit. Yeah.
Just grow it a little bit, yeah. Plant a few seeds, add a little water. And you have one of the most amazing cities in the world. So down to the shoot-off now, Dominique Genet, the bronze medalist at the World Cup finals in Mexico City last fall. Falls short with an 8.
Just nice shots.
Door is open for Australia. The Aussies trying to come in here and pull off an upset. And they've got the advantage.
It's okay.
1 point.
Wait for the timer to start to go down, Justin.
Sebastien Peineau, who went out early in the individual qualifying matches. So this is his only shot, really, here in Shanghai, getting a medal.
Just nice shots, guys.
He comes up with a 9.
Time's good.
Justin Olexienko. Taking his time.
It's all right, Justin. That's good.
And a 1-point lead for Australia.
Yeah, gotta stay back.
But keep in mind, Brosnan will have just 17 seconds to get off his final shot. 10 seconds now for Boulch. France needs a 10 in the worst way. 3 seconds. It's an 8.
It's a 9, that one.
Oh, did they count it as a 9?
Right, yeah, right above that other.
All right.
10.
So Brosnan
4, 3.
for the upset.
And
there it is. Australia has done it. The men from down under have come up with a big win and an upset.
Excited there, yeah. You can tell they're very happy about that, I'm sure. You can hear their teammates in the crowd.
The first World Cup medals for those 3 archers, Brice, Brosnan, and Olexienko, who came in here without a World Cup medal between any of them. And they have each won their first World Cup medal. Thumbs up, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
mate.
definitely.
Good day, mate. And it is a good day for Australia. Tough day for the team from France, as Australia forces a shoot-off, and so we have seen shoot-offs in each of the first 3 matches so far today here at Stage 1. A remarkable start to the season.